and thank you for joining us to learn more about the Arizona Veterans Memorial Cemeteries. My name is Nicole Contreras, and I'm the administrator at the Arizona Veterans Memorial Cemetery at Marana. Arizona Veterans Memorial Cemeteries provide a lasting benefit in honor of veterans and their families, with a final resting place in appreciation and gratitude for their service and sacrifice to our nation. The Veterans Administration has a cemetery grants program that assists states in providing grave sites for veterans in those areas where the VA's national cemeteries cannot fully satisfy burial needs. Overall, the VA operates 148 national cemeteries and provides funding for 117 veteran cemeteries in 48 states. State cemeteries are run solely by the states, but follow all the guidelines of the national cemeteries, same goals and standards. There are 3 state veteran cemeteries in Arizona, including the Southern Arizona Veterans Memorial Cemetery, located in Sierra Vista, established in 2001, and the Arizona Veterans Memorial Cemeteries, located in Marana and in Camp Navajo, near Belmont, both established in 2016. As previously stated, the Arizona Veterans Memorial Cemetery at Camp Navajo is located in Belmont, Arizona, and was the 101st State Veterans Cemetery established in 2016. The cemetery is located on 60 acres surrounded by beautiful ponderosa pine. The cemetery at Camp Navajo offers in-ground casket burial for casketed remains and in-ground burial for cremated remains. The casket burial area grave sites are marked with an upright granite headstone, and the in-ground section for cremated remains are marked with a flat granite marker. Above ground placement for cremated remains in the columbarium wall is also available. The columbarium wall and the memorial wall markers are inscribed on white marble niche front cover. All interment ceremonies are held at the Committal Shelter. This is a view looking into the open shelter. The committal services at the cemeteries are limited to a 20-minute period. The honor guard takes approximately 10 minutes, allowing clergy or family members to speak for the other 10. This is the assembly area, which is used for large public events. The Arizona Veterans Memorial Cemetery at Marana is located just north of Tucson and was the 100th State Veterans Memorial Cemetery, established in 2016. This cemetery sits on 42 acres, nestled in farmland, and donated by the Kai family of Kai Enterprises. This committal shelter looks out over the assembly area and is where ceremonies are performed. The assembly area is for large public events. In this picture, you can also see the administration building on the right. The cemetery offers in-ground burial for casketed remains. The casket burial graves are marked with an upright granite headstone. The cemetery has 2 options for cremains, in-ground or in the columbarium wall. The in-ground grave sites are marked with a flat granite marker, and the columbarium wall with a white marble niche front cover. The Southern Arizona Veterans Memorial Cemetery is located in Sierra Vista, Arizona. It was established in 2001 and sits on 145 acres of land. Currently, 33 acres are developed, with over 5,500 grave sites in use by veterans and their dependents. There are 2 committal shelters at the cemetery in Sierra Vista. There's an outdoor open shelter with seating for about 40. There's also Veterans Chapel with seating for 99. The chapel was a $500,000 project built and dedicated in 2014 through generous donations from the Southern Arizona Veterans Cemetery Foundation and contributors. There's also an assembly area for large public events, which has beautiful mountains in the background. The cemetery in Sierra Vista has a burial garden for casket remains with an upright granite marker on the gravesite. The historical soldier section is a really unique part of the cemetery. It is listed as an Arizona historical site from the official Centennial Project in 2012. It was relocated from the first Tucson Military Cemetery and marks the grave sites of 61 soldiers from 1860 to 1880. The Sierra Vista Cemetery has 1 option for cremated remains, which is the above-ground columbarium wall. Burial benefits that are available to eligible veterans include a grave site in a national or state cemetery with available space, opening and closing of the grave, perpetual care, a government headstone or marker, a burial flag, and a presidential memorial certificate, all at no cost to the family. Eligible spouses and dependents may be buried even if they predeceased the veteran. Burial benefits available for spouses and dependents buried in a national or state cemetery include burial with a veteran, perpetual care, and the spouse or dependent's name, date of birth and death inscribed on the veteran's headstone at no cost to the family. The veteran's family should make funeral or cremation arrangements with a funeral provider or cremation office. The cemetery do not provide these services. So who is eligible? Veterans, service members, spouses, and dependents may qualify for burial in a national or state cemetery if they meet one of the following requirements. If the person qualifying for burial benefits is a veteran who did not receive a dishonorable discharge, a service member who died while on active duty for training, or inactive duty for training, the spouse or minor child of a veteran, even if the veteran died first, or in some cases, the unmarried adult dependent child of a veteran. The cemetery will determine eligibility. To do so, we need to review the military separation records. There is a required length of service if the veteran served after 1980, which is 2 years. Some National Guard service members may also qualify if they were called up under Title X or if they are retired and receiving VA benefits. In order to determine your eligibility, there are quite a few documents we can accept, but the most common is a DD-214. The cemetery can only help you get your records for a deceased veteran. This can delay a service, so it's important to either pre-register or have your records easily accessible. This slide shows our pre-registration and application for interment forms. When you pre-register, we collect your information, including a copy of your military records, and save it in our database prior to burial. If military records are not available when the application for interment is submitted for scheduling a burial, it can delay a ceremony to verify military service. The cemetery staff will assist and help you through the process so we can meet the expectations of each family. The dependent fees cannot be paid in advance and are due after a service is scheduled. Arizona State Veterans Memorial Cemeteries operate in a similar fashion to that of the national cemeteries. The differences include some cemeteries require residency or service within the state specifically. However, Arizona does not have residency restrictions, and we welcome all veterans. Also, scheduling and pre-registration is handled directly with the state cemetery and not the National Cemetery Scheduling Office. And lastly, there is a nominal fee for non-veteran spouses or dependents, whereas national cemeteries have no fee. All eligible veterans have the right to receive a military funeral honors ceremony. The Department of Defense will send out an Honor Guard team from the Veterans Branch of Service. The Honor Guard will fold the burial flag and play taps. A United States flag is provided at no cost to drape over the casket or to accompany the urn of a deceased veteran who served honorably in the U.S. Armed Forces. Burial flags are provided by the funeral home or the post office. Generally, the flag is given to the next of kin as a keepsake after it's used during the funeral service. Here are some pictures from prior community ceremonies. Every year for Memorial Day, we honor our veterans and place a flag at each gravesite and have a ceremony. Wreaths Across America is celebrated in all 50 states at the same time on the third Saturday in December. We place wreaths at each gravesite to remember, honor, and teach about our veterans. Since 2007, the Missing in America Project took on the mission of locating, identifying, and interring unclaimed remains of veterans. We have a ceremony twice a year in the fall and in the spring at the Arizona Veterans Memorial Cemeteries in Camp Navajo and Marana. We also hold a Celebration of Life butterfly release in Sierra Vista every spring. For more information regarding our cemeteries and the benefits and services we provide, you can refer to our website at azvs.gov.